There's a lot to do this summer, and probably a lot of courses you can take. Why take this one? Why should you take Dr. K's counterinsurgency course? Are you a student interested in understanding what's going on in our current wars in order to become more informed citizens and make more intelligent political choices? Are you a student in criminology or political science or sociology or international affairs, mass communications, many other majors, and you're interested in this topic and maybe seeking future employment in homeland security, counterterrorism, other national security related occupations? Are you a member of the armed forces, active, reserve, or National Guard, who will be deploying to this theater of operations and want to have a more in-depth understanding of this conflict in Afghanistan and our overall strategic approach to defeating this lethal adversary? Are you a veteran of this present conflict or any previous conflict, and you're seeking a military-friendly academic environment to further examine all issues bound up in these present conflicts? Are you an interested member of the community who seeks to deepen an understanding of these conflicts beyond the sensational sound bites provided on the evening news or the mostly ill-informed commentators now competing for attention on the air and sound waves? Do you want the option of attending the class live or viewing it on a computer or television in the comfort of your own home and at a more convenient hour? I'm Dr. Paul Kamolnick, or Dr. K, which makes it a lot simpler for everybody. My students call me Dr. K. I'm a full professor in the ETSU Department of Sociology and Anthropology. My expertise is in the area of counterterrorism and using academic knowledge to understand and defeat Al-Qaeda-based and inspired global terrorism. I'm teaching a course this pre-summer session, May 16th to June 3rd, called Counterinsurgency Warfare, Theory, Practice, and Application to Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. For 14 days, we will explore the major issues associated with our present war in Afghanistan, including in-depth discussions of the nature of war itself and its relation to human and political conflict. Most wars throughout history involve nation-states fighting nation-states, where one side's government, military, and people fight the other. World War I and World War II are examples. But there is another type of war called internal war, or revolutionary war, or insurgency, where one part of a society organizes itself to use violence and attempts to overthrow a government. Sometimes there are good reasons to overthrow a government. Other times, those who use violence to overthrow a government want to impose a system of totalitarian rule, discrimination, and oppression. In those cases, a counterinsurgency seeks to combat the insurgent. The nature of this type of warfare is unique. It has its own laws and logic. It is this theory and practice of counterinsurgency applied to our present counterinsurgency in Afghanistan that we will analyze in detail. Now, I want to use a balloon prop, just to illustrate what an insurgency is and what a counterinsurgency is. You take this balloon. An insurgency needs energy, just as a hurricane needs moisture. Usually it comes from an illegitimate government. We'll start that process. That's a government that is not viewed as authoritative by its own population. It may be corrupt. It may be cronyistic. There are problems with functional political authority. Secondly, perhaps the government is incapable of protecting its population from the insurgents who are attacking them. We'll add a final ingredient, and that is widespread economic disparity, most often. As corny as that is, those three elements, government, security, and development, are the three drivers that insurgents feed off of and attempt to foment. So what does a successful counterinsurgency do? It literally sucks the energy out of this system. It builds up a legitimate government, which is very, very difficult. It creates a functional security environment for the population, protecting the population from the insurgent. And ultimately, it builds up and sustains economic development so that the population itself feels that they have a stake in their own society. The end result, just to overextend a metaphor, is that energy goes somewhere. And that energy goes to the counterinsurgent. The government is robust, its security forces are capable of defending a population, and that population has a stake. It's a very difficult process. Believe it or not, the average length of a counterinsurgency is approximately 9 years in the post-World War II era. So this is easier said than done. And there are many obstacles in the way. But it can be done, and it must be done for us to finish a job and bring our soldiers home in honor and create an Afghanistan at peace with itself and the world. Now, if you want more information about this class, just check out one of these fancy leaflets up on campus. They're placed in most bulletin boards. There are a bunch in Roger Stout and other places. And there's a lot of contact information. You might be interested in testing, evaluation, the format of the class. Those questions are answered. And if I don't see you in class, have a great summer anyway. But I think you would find the class an educationally worthwhile experience. So if I do see you there, that'll be great. Thank you.